Let the games begin. Erste Session des German Darts Grand Prix 2019. Und wir starten mit einem Mann aus England, 35 Jahre alt. Er hat in diesem Jahr seinen zweiten Sieg auf der Challenge Tour gewinnen können. Die aktuelle Nummer 103 der Welt. Richie the Madhouse Edhouse. Richie Edhouse tritt an gegen einen ehemaligen Top-10-Spieler. Er steht aktuell auf Weltranglistenplatz Nummer 41. Am 8. Oktober 2011 hatte er den Tag seines Lebens in seiner langen Karriere. Da war er der Erste, der den neuen Darter beim Modus Double In, Double Out beim World Grand Prix erzielte. Seitdem trägt er den Spitznamen The History Maker, Dolan! Distanz hier am Turniertag Nummer 1 und natürlich wollen wir auch noch den Caller herzlich begrüßen. You were!
A World Championship quarter-finalist 4 months ago, and Richie Edhouse, a semi-finalist on the Euro Tour last year, and a man who celebrated his 36th birthday yesterday, take to the stage for the opening match here at the German Darts. Swan alongside Dan Dawson.
Welcome along to another weekend of Euro Tour action, a bank holiday weekend. It's what Jesus would have wanted, the German Darts Grand Prix. And Brendan Dolan, the history maker, takes on Madhouse Richie Edhouse. In the opening game, we have got some absolute belters on the way on day one here, and it is going to be lively. I know that sometimes the opening days can be a little bit muted, but with the switch for the
so Brendan to throw first. Game on.
It should be very lively and only get livelier as the night goes on. The standout tie has to be Jamie Hughes in incredible form against Glenn Durrant, a man who's already won on the tour this year, but there are a number of other ties which could ignite, not least this one, because Madhouse has thrown a perfect leg on the tour this year and has had a couple of runs when he's played in the Players' Championship events, even though he's on the Challenge Tour at the minute. And Brendan, he's been a little bit unlucky this year. He came in some form at the back end of last year, and obviously that culminated with that good run at the World Championship. But this year, there's been some good stuff from him. He hasn't really done a great deal. He hasn't really got past round 1 and round 2 of tour events very often. But it's not as if he's been playing rubbish stuff.
100.
Yeah, Richie Edhouse, you mentioned the 9-darter. He's had 2 this year. And we've had 2 9-darters on the European Tour in as many tournaments already in 2019. So can we make it a hat-trick? We will find out over the course of the next 3 days. Brendan Dolan knows a thing or two about 9-darters as well, the history maker. In and out on the doubles in the World Grand Prix. And Edhouse is down to a big finish of 170 to start things off, and it would be a break of throw. Dolan looking to just get back into contention.
85.
Oh, that last dart hurts him. He goes from a 2-dart checkout to a 3-darter. Saw 2 170s on Thursday night in the Premier League.
134.
Legs.
Brendan, you require 102.
Single 10. Double 16.
70. Richie require 36. Game shot
Break
the
a
first
throw
leg.
for Richie Edhouse.
Second leg,
Birthday
Richie
boy
to throw
off
first.
and running
Game
in
on.
Munich. As you mentioned, Danny, lost his tour card at the end of last year, did Richie? Failed to pick up any money in 5 of the last 6 tournaments on the Pro Tour. That really did so much damage for him.
42.
Made a couple of runs to the last 32 at Q School earlier this year, but missed out via the Order of Merit. So it's all about picking up the pieces for Richie Edhouse this year.
100.
Just getting on with it, and he's doing a good job of things so far because he's acquitted himself well on the Challenge Tour. He's top of the bill in that particular market right now.
100.
Yeah, I think that's notable as well. I'm of the opinion that first Challenge Tour weekend has taken on such enormous significance because it gets you, if you get in the top rankings of that,
99.
it gets you the chance to qualify for these Euro Tour events. So Richie, by winning the 3rd event out of the 4, made a quarter-final of the first one, a last 16, a last 32, picking up big chunks of money in that
100.
opening weekend. It's bought him the chance to qualify for these opening Euro Tours, and he seized it. Qualified for Leverkusen, went out in round 1 admittedly, but he's qualified for this as well. To be honest, it's since qualifying for this that he's kind of lost and lost and lost and lost.
84.
But after a strong start to the year, maybe this is the weekend he can just get things moving in the right direction again.
Yeah, he's picked up £2,500 or £2,600 on the Challenge Tour Order of Merit. He's picked up £4,000 or so on the Pro Tour when he's been invited along to top up the field on the Players' Championship circuit this year as well. Made the last 16 of one of those events earlier in February when he beat Ian White in the
100.
opening round. That's a very creditable performance when you bear in mind what Ian White has done on the floor over the past year and a bit.
83.
And as I said at the outset, we have seen Rich on the European Tour go deep as well. Semi-finalist in Holland last year. Let's just see if Dolan can take out this 118. Which way would Yoko Ono go here, Dan? Do you remember that tweet you exchanged?
Yeah. And
94. Richie require
Brendan has gone the right way
130.
there.
Yoko.
Yeah.
Might have disagreed.
The Yoko route. The Yoko might have
Yoko,
disagreed.
yeah.
Yoko might have. I don't know. I asked her, I didn't get a response. It was unsatisfying. But the right way to go is treble 20 first dart.
90. Brendan, you require 24.
There is only one sensible route for this. Straight at it.
We might have to just illustrate what the heck we're talking about with Yoko Ono in a minute, by the way.
We might do. We might just leave it hanging.
Yeah, keep the listeners pondering
12.
as Dolan ponders
Richie
a missed start at double
40.
12, and it's just opened things up for Edhouse once again, who's looking at tops for a 2-0 lead.
Game shot
Double
the
10
second
will
leg.
do from
Richie
Edhouse. It is
Still at
2-0,
Brendan
and
to
Brendan
the fifth.
Dolan
Game
missed
on.
a dart in the opening leg, missed 3 darts in that one. No wonder he's got a smile on his face, Richie.
60.
Yeah, Holland has been a happy hunting ground for Edhouse. It's where he made his European Tour debut. That was in Venray in February of 2016. Made the last 16 of that tournament.
140.
And then at the Dutch Darts Championship last year, he was a semi-finalist, losing to Ricky Evans 7-5. By far and away his best performance on the Euro Tour.
100.
First PDC semi-final for Richie Edhouse, that.
Was that the Dutch Darts Championship?
That was the Dutch Darts Championship.
100.
The one eventually won by the Diamond Ian White.
Yeah, beating Evans in the final.
Yeah, we do get to see rapid Ricky Evans tonight in another cracker of a first round tie. Takes on Gabriel Clemens, one of 8
80.
Germans in action. We have never seen that many Germans in a single Euro Tour event. 5 host nation qualifiers with the withdrawal of Gerwin Price late on. So it opened up another
89.
spot, which was available last night in the host nation qualifiers. But we've seen 3 of the guys with tour cards here, either as a seed in Max Hopp's case, or as qualifiers through the European system with Gabriel Clemens and Martin Schindler.
97.
Schindler's got Christoph Ratajski. Clemens has got Ricky Evans. I mean, the draw has not been kind to them, to be fair. Oh, that's a
Brendan,
real
you require
bad dart, that one. It
164.
hurts him. Dolan still favourite for this leg, but then again, he's been favourite for the previous 2 legs at times, and he's lost them both. Treble 18. Ooh, back to the 20s.
124.
Well, that'll do.
Which you require 131.
And there we see the first instance of Dolan throwing his arms up to the heavens.
Can't find the treble 13.
91.
Yeah,
Leads
that was
Brendan, you
left
require
16.
40.
So tops for Dolan to get 1 on the board. Closer.
Games from the 3rd leg.
On the money. And Dolan, all smiles.
First, game on.
Hold a throw for the history maker.
Well, he's got away with that because he might well have been panicking a little bit there, Brendan. The one thing you can say for Richie Edhouse, in each of the first 3 legs, he's had a big checkout, 170, 130, 131, and although he hasn't had a dart at the double, what he has done is leave himself 3 darts at the double when he returns. The pressure was enough
95.
to help him win the first 2 legs, and it very nearly was enough there when it could have been 3-0 up with 2 breaks a throw, and Brendan Dolan really might have started panicking then.
And ultimately that may well prove the difference. Edhouse,
140.
grimace on his face at the missed 180.
Oh.
140.
Teasing the Bavarian fans.
$127.
Bit of purchase on that final dart.
Yeah, Richie Edhouse having more joy with these darts with the very fine points, the old cartoon comedy arrow darts, and Peter Wright had on Thursday night.
Richie require 142.
So wobbly. Still wobbling by the time he went to get them out the board. Never seen anything like it. He's done it again there, Richie Edhouse.
Brendan, you require 170.
Left himself from a big checkout, left himself 3 darts at a double, and it puts pressure on.
$130. Richie require 32.
Well, there's a little bit of pressure for Richie Edhouse to work with here, but 2 more darts at double 16, and he only needs 1.
The 4th leg, Richie Edhouse. 5th leg, Brendan to
And he's halfway there.
Game on.
They've only met once before, these 2. That was in a UK Open qualifier. Oh, how we remember the UK Open qualifiers. No longer with us, of course.
Sadly, no more.
140.
But that was at the start of last year. Brendan won that one by 6 legs to 4. And at the minute, I know that Edhouse has the advantage, but there's only a couple of points in the averages. A couple of legs he's won. He's survived darts from Brendan. So there isn't a great deal in this. Edhouse's level drops a touch, or if Brendan can just find a little bit more, he could turn this around.
100.
In fact, there's nothing in the averages right now.
$100.
Just a little side note about one of those 9 darters for Edhouse earlier this year. It was at Players Championship 6, and he went the 174, 174, 153 route, which is something we saw attempted
91.
on the Euro Tour a few years ago by Benito van der Pas in a match against Mark Webster in Holland at the Dutch Darts Masters. But he missed the double 18, Van der Pas, that day.
128.
Oh, the old 9 darter
Brendan,
without
you require
a 180. We've seen that from
170.
MVG this year. Genuinely looking at new and interesting ways to hit the perfect leg. Brendan Dolan cannot find the 170. It's the 2nd time in a row he's had a look at it.
105.
But he
Richie
leaves himself
require
handy. Now,
140.
is this the moment Richie Edhouse finds a big checkout? Could be. Could be. Superb stuff from Matt House. He'd been threatening one, and he takes one out at a crucial juncture in this one.
Game on.
4-1.
Break of throw. Big moment in the match that, as he said, Dan, that platform of those 2 legs that he won early on.
140.
Really laying the foundations here. And he's kicked on now, he's found an extra gear. And Dolan really up against it.
45.
Certainly up against it now as well, with a 45 after that ton 40.
$99.
Just the one quarter-final appearance on the Euro Tour last year for Brendan Dolan. That was in Denmark. Aside from that, well, not really a great deal to write home about. A couple of second-round defeats and a first-round defeat in the European Darts Trophy as well at the end of the year. Saved his best for Ali Pali.
56.
Beat Van Gerwen in Denmark on the way to that quarter-final. One of only 3
97.
players to beat Van Gerwen on the Euro Tour last year. Ian White and Willie O'Connor were the others. Brilliant on his finishing that day against Van Gerwen. 6 from 11 that day, and Van Gerwen was rattled.
58.
Well, Richie, since qualifying for this tournament, he has suffered 5 first-round exits on the tour. And
59.
some of it has not been good, but
Richie
some of it has just been unlucky. He's averaging the
148.
90s. Average 99 and still lost to Chizzy. He's lost to the likes of Cadby. Lost to Steve Lennon, Premier League contender. But
60.
at no point this
Brendan,
year
you
has he
require
managed to break the 100
160.
mark in his average. He's been threatening to do that in this game. This leg will drag it below the 3 figures. But he is going to get a look at that 88. And the finishing so far has been very, very
100.
good from
Richie
Madhouse.
require 88.
May only get a dart at the bullseye, though.
And it is.
58.
And he was some way off it
Brendan,
as
you
well.
require 60.
So Dolan should have 2 darts at a double for this.
2 hasn't been enough so far, though, has it? Particularly when you're blocking a bit of the bed.
Game from the 6th
He needed
leg.
that.
Brendan Dolan.
It's an instant break back by Brendan Dolan. It's a great
Brendan
response.
to throw first. Game on.
And he's breathing a bit of a sigh of relief as well.
Well, he's still in control of this game, Richie Edhouse. But he knows he could well have been 5-1 up there.
That's the thing. Is he the sort of player that lets a missed
140.
opportunity turn into a string of 2 or 3 legs going against you? That's what he's got to battle with now. Some players are really good at just putting it to the back of their minds and moving on.
60.
Some players can dwell on what might have been a bit too long. Crowd are finding their voice already here. It's only 20 past 1. It could be very, very lively later on this evening.
99.
Huge arena this place as well, isn't it? Just walking around earlier. Goes back for miles.
6.5 legs for 1, but we have the first 180 of the German Darts Grand Prix, and it's Richie Edhouse who's produced it.
98.
Brendan Dolan keeping his head, moving to the 18s, making sure that he leaves a finish, and that is important. We've seen a lot of potential big finishes in this game, but Brendan Dolan might be forced to take one out here, because that is another great setup shot from Richie Edhouse.
164. $60.
Well,
Richie require 130.
a little bit of a helping hand for Richie Edhouse.
Double chance here. Oh, but it's only a double chance if you stay straight, Madhouse. 2 darts in the 20 segment, only one needed to find the treble. But if you stick one in the 5, your chance evaporates immediately. This would be Brendan's highest checkout of the match. Staying on the 18s. Now double 16, missed this for a combo in the first leg and misses it outside again by even more on this occasion.
88.
Yeah, that look of exasperation on his face once again for Brendan Dolan. We've seen that a fair few times today already. Edhouse looking for the 68 now for a 5-2 lead.
63.
Closer on this occasion than he was before,
32.
but it just allows Dolan back in to potentially hold his throat. Richie does.
Brendan Dolan.
Good match this. 4-1 becomes 4-3, and maybe, just maybe, one or two doubts are beginning to plant themselves in the mind of Richie Edhouse.
140.
Winner of this faces Adrian Lewis, the number 6 seed here this weekend, a winner on the tour already this year.
135.
Brendan cramming those into the left-hand side. Now you see Edhouse 96 average overall. That's among the best we've seen from him this year in all competitions.
140.
And just in general outscoring Brendan. Not dramatically though. Brendan's been ticking along at that sort of 92, 93 average all the way through this game. It's been pretty consistent from him.
86.
You can see it was that fifth leg, a 12 darter, 140 checkout. Rob called it. That might well be the defining moment in this match.
60.
He's just getting a little bit scratchy here though, Richie Edhouse. He needs to just try and take a grip of this one again. Big visit here from Dolan will make things interesting. Could do with at least 2 trebles, but he won't get those.
93.
As long as he keeps on doing what he's been doing, which when he's got a big check out, at least hitting 1 or 2 trebles and leaving himself a very handy finish.
Yeah, 6 darts from here for Richie.
Oh, this might be the first time it doesn't happen.
46.
That is a slip. And it is punishable.
Brilliant pressure being applied here.
137. Richie require 115.
Well, this may well have to go, Richie. Double 18.
79.
And that opens the door once again.
50.
Well, he did get a dart for the leg, but 6 darts from 161. He'll be disappointed he didn't get more than 1. And Brendan gets a couple of darts to level the match at 4-all.
Oof, bent the wire. Moves upstairs. Finds double 8. And it's 3 legs without reply for Brendan Dolan. 2 holes either side of the break.
9th leg, Brendan to throw first.
Now we'll see if Richie Edhouse can hold it together. He was 4-1 up. He missed a dart at bull for 5-1. He missed a dart at bull for 5-2. He has just missed a dart at double 18 for 5-3. He will be feeling, I should be in round 2 and looking forward to a game with Adrian Lewis, but he will also perhaps be contemplating the number of first round exits he has suffered on the tour over the last 2 or 3 weeks.
2 breaks either side of a hole, I should have said, by the way. And that's the significant
140.
thing. Real momentum behind Brendan Dolan here. And I asked the question at the time about whether Edhouse would let that missed opportunity prey on his mind a bit too long, and I really think it has. He looks a little bit rattled now. He will kicking himself if he doesn't win this one, because he was on the verge of a 5-1 lead, and all of a sudden he's in a real spot of bother.
91.
Treble 17 has come to his aid 3 times now in this match. Brendan is struggling to get anywhere near treble 20. Finally finds it and follows it. Vital for Brendan, but he is still an interested spectator at the moment, because this leg is out of his hands.
100.
Edhouse down to a finish. Again, the 170. It's been left 4 times in this match.
Yeah, you just wonder, will Edhouse, having thrown a lot of mud, will some of it eventually stick?
Well,
59.
Brendan shouldn't have been looking at
Richie
treble
require
22nd dart there.
170.
Oh, again, Richie Edhouse. Well, that's been the big difference. The start of the game, when he left these big checkouts, he wasn't taking him out so much. It's just that he was leaving himself very, very well placed.
He was laying up nicely.
Yeah. Now, he is making himself incredibly hard, and Brendan Dolan has got an easier finish to navigate than that 125. It's not going to go.
85 away here for Edhouse, so he may look at the treble 15.
97. Brendan, you require 100.
First dart treble 20, he would love to see one. He hasn't seen many. Should stay there. Oh, deflects in for double 10.
90.
Oh, you could tell by his face, couldn't you?
Well, that second dart was a huge slice of fortune. As you say, it took a little deflection on the way through, and I thought the stage had been set there for Dolan to snatch that one. Double 14, the mensor for Richie.
Game shot.
Very well done, Richie Edhouse. And once again, he becomes favourite for this match. He was red hot favourite earlier on. But when Brendan was looking at double 10 there,
10th leg Richie to
the history maker
game on.
would have had one eye on a second round meeting with Adrian Lewis. He can still make it there.
58.
But I think this is too close to call. I would not be surprised if both men get match darts in this one. It's been that kind of a game.
58.
Yeah, it's been intriguing. The crowd have got involved with it, and it's been a good watch, despite the fact we've only had 180. Can't judge an entire match by the number of 180s, but it has been a gripping encounter to start things off on day one here in Munich.
$137.
Can't leave a finish from 3-4-5, even if he fills it up.
140.
Dolan should look at the 19s first off here. But he's not. Oh well. 81 scored, so 2-2-5 remain.
141.
After the second dart, that's as much as he could have done. He's scrapping Brendan.
Oh well, Dolan's not on a finish, but Edhouse
35.
just about is, yeah. And once again, it's that 170. Sooner or later, it's going to go, and it could well be the way to win it for Richie Edhouse.
Well, he's looking at the 19s here, because 133 leaves double 16. And he gets it. What a set-up shot. What a set-up shot, Brendan Dolan.
Hang on. Oof. That would have been
98.
one heck of a way to win it for Richie Edhouse, but Brendan Dolan, after that wonderful piece of approach play on the 19s, has left himself double 16 to take us all the way to a decider, the sort of match that perhaps warrants a decider as well. Needed double 8 last time. Double 4.
28.
Anxious times for Brendan Dolan.
Richie requires 72.
Not sure I've ever seen Brendan Dolan throw a dart so quickly. That last one. Rushed it. Match dart, double top. And Richie Edhouse finds the way to win. It's been a few weeks coming, but Madhouse back in the winner's circle, and he is through to round 2 on the European Tour for the first time this year. He's hit a couple of 9-darters this year. He's won a Challenge Tour event, Now he will go up against Adrian Jackpot Lewis here in Munich, and you can see you could barely get a fact paper between those two in the averages. Good start to the German Darts Grand Prix. Coming up, it's another man who's had a couple of perfect legs this year. Super Ted Evans, as he's up against Mark Wilson.
German Darts Grand Prix 2019, 6:4 Sieg über den History Maker Brandon Dolan. Richie, congratulations. Applause for Brandon Dolan. I mean, it was a tough cookie, even though you're up 4-1.
I know, yeah, he's a brilliant player. I was always all up against it, but I'm just trying to dig in. Yeah, I've got to keep winning now. 4-1 up, a couple of legs. That's what it needs.
Next one is a world champion waiting, Adrian Lewis. Have you played him before?
Yes, Dusseldorf in one of the European tours. I was 5-3 up and I lost 6-5, so it might be a bit of revenge.
Okay. See you tomorrow, thank you very much. Richie Edhouse, sagt, es war trotzdem ein ganz schön schwerer Sieg, immer gegen Brandon Dolan, weil es einfach ein toller Spieler ist, auch wenn du 4-1 dann mal vor